So my friend, I'm going to do a quick recap of the personal roadmap I followed, like step by step, exactly what I did to go from 0 to my first 10K per month. So the first thing I did was I picked a service and I got a rough idea of a niche. So I chose social media management, content creation, posting to social media, scheduling, daily stories, all that good stuff. And I didn't have a set price. I was going to do custom packages. And I was open to going high and charging lots of money, and I was open to going low and charging low amounts of money, right? I just wanted to get started. And that's exactly what I did with that. I used connections I already had. I talked about this, of how I met a client that I had done a little bit of work for as a freelancer, and I met them at an event, and then we struck up a conversation, and then we had a meeting, and then boom, they became a client, and 2 other businesses that one of the partners was involved in became our client number 2 and client number 3. This is what I started off with. Now, is this how you're going to start off? Probably not, but at least you know my story. Now, you need to get out of your comfort zone. I've given you this story again, so I don't need to bore you with it, all right? This whole journey is about stepping outside of your comfort zone, whether it's picking up the phone to do cold calls, whether it's booking an event to go and network with business owners, whether it's just simply sending messages on Instagram or applying to jobs on Upwork. You have to get out of your comfort zone. That's what I did, and imagine I didn't. If I didn't, again, I would not be here and you wouldn't be watching this right now. I did outreach. I did a whole lot of it. So I've talked about how I did voice messaging because not a lot of people really talked about it, and I thought, look, this is unique. It's also going to help me close deals better because I'm going to be able to build trust over the voice note. And I spent hours a day doing this. Like, any free time I had was put back into this because I understood that the only way I will get meetings, the only way I will turn meetings into clients is by getting in touch with as many people as I can. That is the secret sauce. And that's what I did. So I put all the waking time that I had, all the waking hours, into this thing. So to go to 10K a month, our team was very simple. It was me, my business partner, and we had 1 or 2 graphic designers. We definitely had 1. I don't know if our second graphic designer came with us after 10K a month, but it was around that point. And then we started to look for virtual assistants and a client manager. So it was a very lean operation. Like, you're talking me and 1, 2, 3 other people. Very, very small, very high profit margin, very low cost. Like, really good setup. But then to go from that 10K a month mark to 50K a month, like, obviously we had to change things. We had to hire a lot more people, build a lot more systems, have a lot more structure. So that's when we started to look at these higher level positions like a client manager. But truly, you don't need that to get to 10K per month. Like, this journey is a different journey. 50K a month, our business was pretty much automated and delegated 95% at least. I would spend 30 minutes a day just checking in with the team. That was literally it. I had a sales rep, I had virtual assistants, graphic designers, video editors, client managers, even a senior client manager that would manage the other client managers. And you might even be thinking, like, Adam, what are these words? Client managers, senior client managers. That's all they are. They're words for job titles that you don't even need to know right now, right? Like, if you're at 10K a month, fair enough. It's worth looking into these and understanding who they are, what they do, how much you'd pay them, what are their responsibilities. If you're not, don't worry. Keep it simple, all right? Lower margin. So 90%, that's kind of the margin we were hitting in those first few months because it was lean. I was working a lot more. To go to 50K a month with things being like really hands off, you got to sacrifice some money. So our margin was a lot lower, but we had time freedom, meaning that I could literally work 30 minutes a day. And that's why I put so much time into my personal brand and building that up and posting content because, well, I've got this business that's in a sweet spot where, to be honest, if we just keep scaling it, the margin is just going to go down and down. So kind of makes sense to just keep it where it's at. It's in a really good position and then building a second business just on the back of that. And that's what I did. Now, if I was starting over again from scratch tomorrow, there's one type of SMMA I would personally pursue. And I'm going to roll a video of me explaining to you what that SMMA is, how it's different, and how you can do the same. And so this video is going to be probably controversial. Most people in the SMMA space would probably disagree with me. But to be honest, I think they're all wrong. And I think this is the reason why so many people right now are saying SMMA doesn't work. Whereas in reality, the way they did it didn't work. In this case, we're not going to hate the game. We're going to hate the player because the game still fucking works. So let's do it. This is the only SMMA I would start. I would start a low ticket 90% automated agency. I wouldn't charge my clients 2, 3, 4,000 per month. In fact, I would start off my packages at 3, 4, 500 a month, low ticket. I also want my price to be low enough so that clients pay me every single month indefinitely without blinking an eye. I don't want my client to come to the end of the month and think, should I renew? Because your client is going to do that if they're paying you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month. That is categorically more money. And when something costs you more money, you think about it more. In my agency, our retention rate was really good because we literally had clients that would just pay month after month after month because the convenience we offered, time we saved them, the effort, the hassle we got rid of for the money they paid us was a no-brainer. So even if we didn't make them 10, 20K extra that month in revenue, they didn't care. We saved them tons of time, and 4, 5, 600 a month was nothing to them. That's number one. Number two, I would focus on scaling the agency horizontally rather than vertically. Look, I see lots of guys that get to 20, 30K a month, but they only have 10 clients. That might sound good, right? Each client pays you more money, you have less clients to deal with, less stress. It's typically BS. Well, if you have 10 clients paying you 3,000 a month, let's just say you have a bad month, yet not good results. Your service delivery kind of sucked. Chances are you're not going to keep 10 clients. Chances are at least 2 will cancel. You've just lost 6K. And because your price is so high, getting 2 new clients to replace them is not easy. So let's say you're making 30K a month, but you've got 60 clients. Each client paying 500 a month. Well, if you lose 2 clients, heck, you lose 3 clients. You lost 1,500 a month. Not that big of a difference. You see, scaling horizontally will give you so much more predictability. And one thing everybody loves is predictable revenue. I have seen guys with 30K a month agencies with 10 clients literally lose 30, 40% of their revenue in a single month. Why? Because your clients are paying you 3 grand a month. So if you just have a bad month, which happens, people will cancel because 3K a month is a big investment. However, let's say you have a bad month. You got your 60 clients paying 500 a month each. Even if 3 cancel, not a big deal. But would 3 cancel? Because if they're only paying 500 a month, one bad month might not be worth canceling. If you just save them a lot of time in that month, a lot of effort, and it was a convenience offer, they're probably not going to cancel. Number 3, I would have an automated onboarding process. Forget about having multiple calls with the client when they get on board and figuring everything out manually on a call. No, everything is going to be automated. You can opt to have an onboarding call, that's no problem, but they only have the call when they've done everything else. When they sign up with you, you'll automatically send them invoice, contract, Google form to get all the information you need, login details for any accounts you need. All done, all automated. They got to give you everything before everything starts. Number 4 is the sales process. My offer would be low ticket, let's say 500 a month, but I would offer them a 3-month deal where they can pay upfront for 3 months and get a 10 to 15% discount. All clients would have to commit to a 3-month minimum, even if they're paying monthly, which again is way easier to sell if they're paying 500 a month, that's 1,500 over 3 months, or if they pay in full, maybe 1,200, versus if you're charging 3K a month to get somebody locked in for 9,000 over 3 months, that's a massive commitment. And for your sales process, you could even make this part automated. Not recommending you do this, but out of the 355 clients I had in my agency, about 50 of those signed up without any sales call, which again, doing that for a 3K a month package would be near impossible. You see, we had a website, we had a funnel, we had a value stack. We pretty much took what everybody does in the info product course space and did that for the agency model. So that we literally had this VSL, which explained everything we do, showed all the examples of what we do, all the benefits, super short, 5 minutes. Then we had client results, testimonials, and our value stack, literally showing here's exactly what you get in your monthly package. Here's the total value is maybe 2,000 a month. If you get it all together today with us, you can get it for a one-time payment and save 10 to 15% for 3 months up front, or you just pay a very low monthly fee of $450 or $500 a month. So theoretically, you could do that. You could take no sales calls. You could have your clients sign up directly via your website. Your onboarding process is automated. It's almost like a conveyor belt. They come in, they pay for $500 a month. Let's say they get 15 pieces of content for their social media. Maybe you don't even manage their social media. Maybe you just teach them how to do it. And this is point number 3, the offer. My offer would be a hybrid. It's a hybrid between agency and consulting, done for you and done with you. This is the exact offer I offered in my agency. We offered it for $450 a month or $1,215 if you paid up front for 3 months. And you would get 10 pieces of content created by us for your social media, access to an Instagram growth course, access to weekly live coaching calls, access to one-to-one support with our experts, which could be you, content planner templates, caption templates, hashtag templates, literally everything they would need to learn how to manage their social media themselves, to do it themselves, but all relying on one key thing, which is our content. The thing they couldn't do or didn't know how to do. And then after checkout, we would hit them with an upsell. And our upsell would be, hey, if you want to add 5 extra pieces of content, you can do so for $175, which was another discount. A lot of people took that upsell. So that's exactly how I would structure my offer. How would I get clients? I would do a few things. But the key here is that you don't need to do all these things. You see, the first thing I would do is I would build a personal brand. Now, this is not necessary. People will tell you that you need a personal brand. You don't. Most people in my program making 20, 15, 10k a month don't have personal brands. Some do, but most don't. But I would build a personal brand all around what I do. And this would be a long-term play. This isn't going to blow up in 1 month. It mightn't bring me clients for 2 months, but eventually it will start to bring me clients. The second way I would get clients is Upwork. Believe it or not, this is an incredible platform for getting clients. We've had students get to 10k a month literally with just Upwork. And because my offer is low ticket, I know this works incredibly well on Upwork. And number 3 would be cold outreach. As much as people on YouTube are going to tell you that cold outreach doesn't work, again, out of all the students we have making 10k a month right now, a lot of them are doing cold outreach. And I would do this with an appointment setter. I would do it myself just to test things out and get a rough script, a rough message template. It's going to work and book me some calls. And as soon as I have that proof, I'm going to scale that bad boy up. You know, in my agency, we were sending 500 cold messages a day across 10 Instagram accounts. And that's how we scales to having weeks where on an average week, we'd bring anywhere from 3 to 8 clients in every single week. How would I set all of this up? Well, for my sales funnel, I would either use ClickFunnels or Go High Level. Go High Level makes way more sense because it's got other agency tools you can use to run your agency. That would handle my sales process, my checkout process. For getting my clients set up for communication, I would use Slack. You could use WhatsApp. It really doesn't matter. Don't overthink this. We've got to make sure they do have a platform to communicate with us. If you don't, you're going to run into some issues. Don't do it over email. Those are probably the only 2 things I would start with. I would add more tools as I make more money, but my goal here is to make a lot of money, have really high profit margins, and make it as automated as scalable as possible. Just remember, SMMA still works, and it will still work because people are making it work literally today. But the people that don't make it work will make excuses.